And I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll talk about exciting new opportunities for tech companies and take a walk on the WB&A trail. But first, making headlines this week. We love history on this show, as you all know, and there's a cool new web feature that takes you all the way back to 1649 along General's Highway. Here's a trivia question for you, Dave.
Okay.
Why is it called General's Highway?
Okay, I'm gonna say it has something to do with General George Washington.
That's right.
Yes.
Legend has it that George Washington used the road to travel back and forth from Annapolis. The road has also been known as Post Road, Old Stagecoach Road, Patapsco Road, and Baltimore-Annapolis Road. You can find out so much more about this road, which is one of the oldest routes in Maryland, by taking a virtual tour online. Just go to aacounty.org and click on the spotlight that says Pieces of the Past. Thank goodness it's not called Baltimore-Annapolis anymore. I mean, we have enough of those already.
Really? I mean, like, have you noticed that? I mean, you grew up here, like,
Baltimore-Annapolis.
I don't understand that road. B&A Boulevard is like everywhere. There's like little pieces of it everywhere. And you're like, it's like the old Saturday Night Live joke. Like they're in Boston and they're like, so you go down, you make a left at the Dunkin' Donuts, go another mile, make a right at the Dunkin' Donuts, then you're gonna pass the Dunkin' Donuts, and then you make a left at the Dunkin' Donuts. You see what I'm doing?
It is like that.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't understand.
I don't either.
Maybe it was contiguous at one time and it just turned into all these segments. We're gonna have to do an investigative report on that.
We'll have to find out. We'll let you know.
But I love stuff that has to do with George Washington, so that's pretty cool that that has a tie to George Washington.
Yes, I know you're a big fan.
I love George Washington. He's the man. By the way, today is 7/7, Kristin. Did you know that? Make a wish.
I wish for live music.
Oh, wow. You said it out loud. I didn't know you were allowed to do that.
Yeah, I said it.
Okay, well, if your wish was live music,
It was.
consider your wish granted.
Woohoo!
The county's summer concert series has switched to Quiet Waters Park. This weekend, you can relax on the grass, enjoy the park at dusk, and take in the sounds of Fractal Cat. The show starts tomorrow, Saturday, July 8th at 6 p.m. The show is free, of course.
We like free.
And here's a clip of Fractal Cat doing a little Grateful Dead.
Wow.
Now, if you can't make this one, no problem. Quiet Waters is home to the summer concert series for all of July and August. All of the shows are in July start at 6 p.m. So, Friends of Lagana, Sweet Lita will perform on July 15th.
Don't miss that.
Followed by Georgia Lee and Stone Cold Country.
I like it.
On July 22nd. And, of course, Great Train Robbery
GTR.
on July 29th.
That's awesome.
Did I mention the shows are free?
That is even more awesome. I can't believe it. And in beautiful Quiet Waters Park, that's a win-win.
And go ahead, tell us about your friend Sweet Lita. And how
Oh,
great
they're
they are.
fantastic.
They're fantastic.
Julie and Jamie and Don, and yeah, they're all great people.
Been on the show before,
They
friends
are.
of the
Omar.
show.
Yes,
They're
they are
awesome.
fantastic. I love them. So you cannot go wrong with the Sweet Lita show. And sometimes they even have guest artists come up, whether they have a sub sax player in, or whether they have a beatbox
Abrams
guy, whether
playing
they
harmonica.
have Dave Abrams on harmonica, Kristin Lagana on background vocals, whatever it is. It's fantastic.
Do you think that the people out there know the little secret about harmonicas?
What's the secret?
So, like, I'm not saying you're going to sound like, you know, the expert harmonica player, but if you know what key the song's in, say the song's in the key of A major,
solo on top
you
of
get
it?
the A major harmonica, and anything you blow is the right note.
Oh.
Little pro tip for you there,
But there's so
folks.
many other keys, Dave.
Well, so whenever you see a harmonica player, a harp player, they got all these harmonicas, and you're like, why do they have all those harmonicas?
they're
Because
different
each one's
keys.
set to a different key. You see, you didn't even know.
Interesting.
You're a musician. You didn't even know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, maybe you should take up harmonica.
Maybe I will.
Why do you think Steve Tyler plays harmonica?
Why?
Because he didn't have to learn how to do anything. He just takes the one in the right key and
There you go.
I mean, I love Steve Tyler, but
You just blew up Steven Tyler's spot right
kinda
here on Week in
mean.
Review. What's he going to think when he sees this?
I mean, who's Steve Tyler really?
Right. Okay.
Except for rock god.
Yeah. Well, a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned that the library system in Anne Arundel County is always up on the new gadgets. Well, now is your chance to check out what all the virtual reality fuss is all about. On Tuesday, July 11th, the Brooklyn Park Library will hold a demonstration of virtual reality from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Dave, this is how you can get the scoop before all of your friends and neighbors.
I know.
Pretty awesome. Now, it's only a matter of time before you're walking through your favorite video game, TV show, or movie. I want to be on Full House.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Right now, the headsets still have some primitive kinks to work out, but I wonder when you'll do this with lightweight goggles or even have chip implants in your head.
Right?
You can just think about it.
I know.
It's crazy.
Well, you know, that I should mention that we're upgrading our equipment here at the studio.
Yes.
And we just purchased a brand spanking new 360 camera.
Ooh.
And it's super fancy. It's like this big. It's teeny.
Oh, wow.
But the cool thing about it is, I don't know if you've seen this. Like, you know how when you do the panoramic photo on your phone,
Yeah.
when you're looking on social media, you can move the phone and see different vantage
You
points.
just tilt, yeah.
This is the same thing, but it's live. It's video. So,
Oh, wow.
So say you're watching a concert
Yes.
of Kristin Lagana.
I like.
You can say, you know what? I want to watch Proud Mary just from the bass player. So you just turn your phone this way and you're watching the bass player play. Or maybe you just want to watch maybe you want to see what the crowd's doing. You turn your phone this way.
Can't you do that with a regular phone right now?
No, not
Yeah, you
video. No, you can, no. That's what I'm trying to explain. With a regular phone right now, you can take a panoramic still photo.
Oh, I get panoramic.
This is
Okay.
video. So everything's happening all around you, and you
Gotcha.
can move your phone according to what you want to watch at a given time.
That's very cool.
It's very cool. It's cooler if you actually try it than me trying to explain it.
I do
But
want
it's
to try
totally
it.
cool.
We're gonna
Check
have to
out
try it.
360 video. Type it in your search bar on Facebook. It's very cool.
Very nice.
Take another pro tip. Lots of pro tips today.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to talk to Sarah Purdum from Anne Arundel County Economic Development Corporation. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. Joining us from the county's Economic Development Corporation is Ms. Sarah Purdum in the studio this week with us. Sarah, how's it going?
I'm doing very well. How are you? Happy, I guess, belated 4th of July.
Did you have a good 4th?
We did, yeah. It was
Very
nice.
good. Now, how long have you been with EDC so far?
So I've been with EDC now about 2 months.
2 months, and what's your position there?
I'm Business Development Associate there. I'm one of 3 right now. We're looking to kind of grow the team right now. But before, I was the Cyber Incubator Manager at the BW Tech at UMBC Research and Technology Park.
Wow.
So it was kind of an affiliated research park with University of Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC. And it had about 130 technology-focused companies there, and I ran the cyber incubator, which encompassed about 48 cyber companies, ranging anywhere from government contracting to those innovating their own IP to those kind of pure play product companies focusing directly on the commercial market.
That's
Whoa.
awesome.
That's just like what I used to do.
Yeah, exactly. Same background, but really great segue into our next question
Yes.
for you. Word on the street is that cyber businesses are really starting to grow in Anne Arundel County. Can you
Yes.
talk about that?
They're really flourishing. So, I mean, you have Fort Meade, and together with NSA, it's the largest employer in the state of Maryland. I think the last stat I read, 40,000 employees. That makes up civilian, military, and contractors. And then, apart from that, there's about 714 companies in the county that employ about 9,000
How many companies?
714.
I had no idea.
Whoa.
Yes.
We can't see them.
And
They're there.
and you have National Business Park. You have the Raytheons and the Oracles, Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics, and then you have these kind of emerging, silently emerging companies like Synergist, like Bridges Consulting, that are kind of growing, and they're hiring, and they're kind of silent. So they're and that's part of the companies that we focus on as well, making sure that they are connected to the right resources and everything.
So a lot of consulting firms and a lot of defense contracts. So it sounds like maybe because of our proximity to DC, et cetera, this
Exactly.
is a good
We're
area.
our strategic. I mean, most of the companies that work in the county, I would think one of their customers is Fort Meade or any of the installations kind of in there. And what we're seeing now is these government contractors that have their own research and development programs that are innovating within their government contracting, bootstrapping, and creating these awesome commercial products. They might get an idea from their one customer, create a widget, and they say, well, this widget can be now applied across the board to other commercial kind of entities. So that's kind of what the push that we're seeing right now.
That's so interesting.
So let's get to the best part. Economic Development Corporation has a new program to try and shepherd these growing tech companies through the process. Tell us a little bit about that. Breaking news.
Yes, we're very excited about it. So it just got released, I think, Thursday. So it's called the Defense Tech Toolbox, and it's really comprised of 3 components. So one is the Next Stage Fund, and this is a fund ranging from anywhere from $50K to $250K, 0% interest, really no closing costs or any other costs of any kind. Focus on companies less than 100 employees and less than $5 million in revenue. And we structured this because we do also have a Volt loan, really structured for early stage startup companies. And what's nice about the Next Stage Fund, you can stack these funds on top of each other. So someone can apply for Volt, get 50 to 250K, and they get some more employees, they maybe get a contract, they flush out their technology or their product. And then they can apply for this Next Stage Fund to really get them to the next stage. And it's a really great resource for the companies kind of that middle market, either using for lease improvements or hiring new people, or kind of that growth capital. So the second, it's a long-winded answer, it's a lot going on right now. So the second part of that is we're bringing on these 3 consultants on call, and these also are mentors. So Gloria Larkin, CEO of Target Gov, she's here in the county. She does the government contracting piece. She's phenomenal. She knows how to win contracts, rebid, and she really works closely with kind of both sides of the company as well as the customer. Michelle Perry, she was the former Chief Marketing Officer of SourceFire. She's also located in the county. Her kind of niche is go-to-market strategy. So she mainly works with commercial, how to market your technology for maybe a CEO that's more tech than service oriented. How to market, how to get customers, how to get revenue. And the third, Andrew Cole from LeClaire Ryan. So LeClaire Ryan is a very large law firm, about 26 offices in the U.S. And his focus is on intellectual property.
Right.
So what's nice about that firm is when he gets a client, he doesn't need to contract out to another law firm. It's all in-house, so it can be cheaper.
Well, plus that's such important advice when you're working on new technology.
Exactly.
If you don't do the right things and have your patents straight, you're in trouble.
Yep, exactly.
All right, I got a Shark Tank kind of question for you.
gosh.
Sure.
Okay. So, what are the companies conceivably going to do with this? Can I call it seed money? Is that an appropriate way to put it? Or
Pre-seed. It could be pre-seed, or seed. They could get multiple. There's multiple funding sources in the state to get you to that kind of Series A. It's pre-Series A, so it could be seed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So just generally, what kinds of things do they spend that money on when they're getting
Hires.
started?
I mean, you probably know
Employees.
computer science, engineering. They could be costly. I mean, the salaries can be up there, especially for someone that has experience. Or we're working with a lot of companies right now. They're expanding to maybe a second office. So they could be signing their lease and maybe need for that type of growth, not for really employees, but for real estate. Or maybe they're in between contracts. They don't know if they're going to win it or extend it, and they need some kind of cash in between to kind of stay afloat. So that's kind of another way that they can use the funds.
Take some money to make money, right?
Exactly. We work with companies, and a mentor that I work really closely with, B2B Tech, is that companies are always looking for two things, cash and customers. And you always need one to find the other. So we're really making a push for companies to have that accessibility to find either one or the other or both in the county.
Great.
I mean, 250K, 0%.
Yeah. Yep.
Could
Pretty
use that
nice.
at my house.
Yeah, I could use that.
Yeah, we're
too.
really excited that we can offer it.
We're going to apply. Generally speaking, though, EDC, besides the toolkit, what kind of personalized assistance can you provide to the businesses in the county?
So, across the board, I think one of the things that we really focus on is the problem of, there's not enough people to fill these positions, or there's not, what training is out there to train this person to get to the next level, to maybe get a higher salary. So what we provide is a workforce training grant that provides up to 50% reimbursement, up to $1,000 per employee for training. So, you win a new contract and there's really a big push on a new language like Python or C++ or anything. You can work through.
I prefer C++.
Of course. You seem like a C++ guy.
Ooh, you got me there.
Through Arundel Community College or really any other channel to get that training, and then we will reimburse that company, either incoming employee or incumbent employee, up to $1,000. And that could be tacked on to this, the State of Commerce also has an initiative where it's up to $4,500, I believe, but that's, I think, for employees that have been with you for 6 months. So you can come to us, get our kind of initiative, and then for 6 months, go to the State of Commerce and tack into their $4,500 kind of pot of money.
Oh.
So it's a really easy way to get talent, to train talent, so you can kind of keep the flow and then backfill what other entry-level positions that might be available.
Sure.
And the thing about this topic, I mean, maybe because of where we live, we're also used to hearing about it, but cyber is such a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that, the Russian hacking that went on during the election. I just saw a really shocking news report the other day about how it's so easy to hack into water systems and electrical grids and these sort of things.
Yep.
This is like, we cannot push this enough to get people thinking and coming up with new products to defend against this.
And I think there's a level of accepted risk that everyone has to take. No system is really
Foolproof, yeah.
Foolproof.
Yeah.
But still, there's still a level of accepted risk that you have to take, but there are still measures that you should take to make sure, at the very least, if you have a customer base like the Target breach that happened, or OPM, there are customers that you're dealing with their personal information that could be compromised. So just taking those steps and making sure that you're crossing the I's that you can dot and crossing the T's and everything, because you can't just sit there and do nothing at this point. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah. Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time to come to the studio and
go get
share
us the
with
next billion-dollar
Yes,
company.
Thank you for having
so
me.
very exciting news for Anne Arundel County. If anybody's ears out there were perking up during the course of this interview, what's the best way to get in touch with EDC about?
Contact me. My email is spurdum@aedc.com or .org, I guess, or go on the website. All the information is on the website, and I think my information is on there as well. So I'd be
Very
happy to work
good.
with anybody.
Excellent.
Well, enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thank
Come
you.
back on the studio anytime. We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Have you been to Brooklyn Park lately?
I have not,
You have
in
not.
fact.
You have not. Well, Pat Daly has, and he has filed this report.
Pat!
Hey guys, I'm here at the Brooklyn Park Senior Center for the Wii tournament for Grandparents' Day this month at the Brooklyn Park Senior Center. I hear that it's action-packed, so let's take a look inside. The Brooklyn Park Senior Center is taking grandparent and grandchild bonding to a new level. once a month, grandparents invite their grandchildren to the senior center to engage in some kind of activity that they can bond in. And it just so happens that this month we have a Wii tournament. And I'm here with Juanita. What did you say last name was? Gorowski. And you have your grandchildren here?
No, mine are with their father right now, but I have borrowed grandchildren.
Okay. So you usually have an event once a month?
Yes.
Okay. What other events have you had?
We do the Wii games with them, and bingo. Oh, and they love that.
So your grandkids love bingo.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing. So are they good at it?
Yeah, they win.
They win all the time. Do you guys offer any prizes or?
We have prizes for children. We get Carolyn buys the gifts for them, and they like it.
Okay. What kind of prizes have you got?
Well, we go up to Walgreens, and we get like gift certificates where they can go shopping and buy their own stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, it looks like good times are had by all here at the Brooklyn Park Senior Center. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Pat. Well, welcome back.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here, however briefly.
We missed you. Brandy and I had a nice
I missed
time.
you as well.
But of course, my top question is going to be, what's the best thing you ate while you're on your trip?
That is a great question. Okay, so I'm going to give you a dual answer because
We should remind everyone where you were.
Okay, I went to Bethany Beach. Shout out to my friends Gwen and
Shout
Evan.
out, Gwen,
Boom.
Evan.
And so there was lots of great food, but one night I cooked dinner and
Ooh.
I grilled filet mignon, and it was just
Fantastic.
so off the hook.
Nice.
Good.
Better than anything
But-
you ate out?
Yeah, well, yeah, steak. You can make steak better than any
Okay,
restaurant.
okay.
I don't care if it's Morton's or whatever. It's always better when you make it yourself. But my stone cold lock for Bethany Beach is the Henlopen Oyster Bar.
Ooh.
Woo!
I've heard of this place. Go on.
So I'm going to tell you my story here. So, we're looking at the menu and we're big time foodies. Shout out to Cat Highland.
Hey, Kat.
We were trying to pick out what we wanted to eat, and we always kind of get down to two things, and then we ask the server, and then 9 times out of 10 we'll go the opposite direction of the server. But
Why do you even
we
ask?
just to see what they say.
See, it always comes down to two things, and what I do is I order one, and I make Will order the other, and then we share.
do that too. We do that too, and yeah, we always do that.
At this point, he's just like, what do you want me to order?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that.
Yeah.
So one of the things they had was some sort of white bass or something.
White bass.
It was like Jamaican jerk white bass or something.
Cousin of Lance?
Yeah, exactly. Lance Bass. Good one. Can you sing us a Lance Bass song?
Staring up my heart when I'm with you.
Good, that's good.
Yeah.
We could have used some music at this, but so he says, well, should we have this or this? And he says, well, we don't have the white bass today.
What?
We don't,
What is it, like
we're out of
trout or
white-
something they're doing instead?
We're substituting it with rockfish.
Rockfish.
And I'm like,
Rockfish?
you're substituting. Rockfish is the greatest fish known to
I
man.
love rockfish.
How
Whenever
could
it's
you-
on the menu, I get rockfish.
And I was like, boom.
Boom.
And then, you know how you said you guys picked two different things?
Yeah.
So we both picked the same thing.
Oh, because it's rockfish.
And it was
So good.
fantastic.
And was there like crab meat or anything on top? How
no,
was it
nothing
prepared?
to mess it up.
Oh, I like crab meat
Just,
on rockfish.
just the glory of the rockfish. And I think it had like a jerk seasoning. If I'm not, I might be getting that wrong and I'm going to get yelled at because I got that wrong. But whatever
Excellent.
it was amazing.
Oh,
amazing.
very good.
So check it out if you're in Bethany
Well,
Beach.
yeah,
And
Henlopen Oyster.
Another pro tip, we do like an alarm every time we do a pro tip for the show. Bethany is great because it's a half hour from Rehoboth and a half hour from Ocean City. So you can hop around if you want.
Very good.
Sometimes you go to Bethany, sometimes you go to Rehoboth.
Get a little mix.
Sometimes you go to Rehoboth, which I was about to say.
Rehoboth.
How about you? So
Good.
what's new with you? What have I missed in the last 2 weeks? What's going on?
You didn't miss much, really. I mean, we had
Are you
a
going
nice.
to the beach?
I'm going to the beach at some point, but I didn't go this past weekend.
Okay.
Did some nice time at the Laguna Cabana.
Yeah,
And
4th of July?
Yeah, we were there Sunday, and on Tuesday stayed local. Did a party on a rooftop. Caught awesome fireworks, but of course, as you and I were talking about Brandy and I were talking about last show.
Good job, Brandy,
Thank you,
last
Brandy.
week.
Ultimate playlist for the 4th of July, and these Nimrods next door were blasting their Miley Cyrus and their Selena Gomez, and all I wanted to hear were some good patriotic songs, and So
yeah,
that
because
kinda-
you
I pulled out.
generally you don't hate Miley Cyrus.
I don't, but
it was
there's
just
a time
bad
and a
timing.
place. Yeah.
Okay.
So I pull out my phone and I do my own Spotify thing and I DJ'd and I save the day. So
Oh, okay.
that's what I do.
But wait a minute. Wouldn't Party in the USA be on the playlist?
Yeah, that one's fine. But I'm talking like some Ariana Grande and some other randos that I'm
Just-
like, what is this, 2014 summertime? I don't,
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
bad. So
You wanted some Star Spangled
I wanted some
Banner,
Bruce.
God Bless America.
I wanted
Oh,
some
you
Ray
want-
Charles. I wanted
Okay.
some CCR, and I made it happen. So
Well, I'm glad you took care of that.
I did,
'Cause
but-
we can't have people bastardizing
That's right.
our country's
That's right.
birthday.
Happy birthday, America, belated. And we hope that you all had a safe and happy 4th.
Awesome. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archive episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.